Welcome to today's discussion. We'll be exploring the YouTube video titled 8 Signs a Woman is Sexually Starved and Needs More Intimacy. It promises to reveal 8 signs indicating a woman's need for increased sexual intimacy. What are your initial thoughts on the topic, and what kind of approach do you think is appropriate when discussing such a sensitive subject?
The topic is indeed sensitive and requires a nuanced approach. It's crucial to avoid generalizations and stereotypes. The video's title itself is potentially problematic, as it risks reducing a complex issue to a simplistic checklist. A responsible discussion should focus on the broader context of intimacy and emotional connection within relationships rather than solely on sexual fulfillment. We need to acknowledge the diverse experiences and individual needs of women.
The video mentions signs like low self-esteem, sleepless nights, and jealousy. Are these reliable indicators of sexual starvation, or could they stem from other underlying issues?
These symptoms are not exclusive to sexual frustration. They can be manifestations of various emotional and psychological problems. It's crucial to consider the individual's overall well-being and relationship dynamics. For example, low self-esteem could be rooted in past trauma or societal pressures unrelated to sexual intimacy. Sleepless nights could be due to stress, anxiety, or other health concerns. Jealousy might indicate trust issues within the relationship.
The video suggests that these signs go beyond physical needs and highlight the emotional impact of a lack of intimacy. How significant is this emotional aspect?
The emotional aspect is paramount. Sexual intimacy is deeply intertwined with emotional connection, trust, and vulnerability. A lack of intimacy can lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and dissatisfaction, impacting self-esteem and overall mental health. Addressing the emotional needs is just as important, if not more so, than addressing the physical ones.
The video encourages viewers to reconnect with their emotional and physical needs. What practical steps can individuals take to improve intimacy in their relationships?
Open and honest communication is key. Partners need to feel comfortable expressing their desires, needs, and concerns without judgment. Quality time spent together, focusing on connection and emotional intimacy, is also crucial. This could involve activities like shared hobbies, meaningful conversations, or simply spending time together without distractions. Seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor can also be beneficial if communication breaks down or underlying issues persist.
The video uses strong language like sexually starved, which could be perceived as sensationalist. How does this kind of language impact the discussion?
Sensationalist language can trivialize a complex issue and create unrealistic expectations. It can also stigmatize individuals who are struggling with intimacy issues. A more responsible approach would use neutral and respectful language, focusing on the importance of open communication and emotional connection within relationships.
The video's comment section includes a comment expressing concern for an older woman exhibiting some of these signs. How can we approach such situations with empathy and respect?
Empathy and respect are crucial. It's important to avoid making assumptions or judgments about an individual's situation. If you're concerned about someone, offer support and encouragement without pressure. Let them know you're there for them if they need to talk or seek help. Respect their boundaries and autonomy.
The video promotes itself through calls to like, comment, and subscribe. How does this commercial aspect influence the message?
The commercial aspect inevitably influences the message, potentially prioritizing engagement over accuracy and sensitivity. It's important to be critical of the video's claims and to seek out additional information from reliable sources.
Considering the potential for misinterpretation and the sensitive nature of the topic, what advice would you give to viewers who are concerned about their own intimacy levels or those of their partners?
Seek professional help from a therapist or counselor. They can provide a safe and supportive space to explore your feelings and concerns. They can also help you develop healthy communication skills and strategies for improving intimacy in your relationships. Don't rely solely on online videos for guidance on such a personal matter.
The video's hashtags include terms like hashtag sexual starvation, hashtag intimacy, and hashtag relationship advice. How effective are these hashtags in reaching the intended audience?
Hashtags can be effective in reaching a wider audience, but they also risk oversimplifying complex issues. The use of hashtags like hashtag sexual starvation might attract viewers seeking quick fixes rather than those seeking genuine understanding and support.
The video is presented on YouTube, a platform with a vast and diverse audience. How does this context influence the interpretation of the video's message?
The YouTube context means the video is exposed to a broad audience with varying levels of understanding and sensitivity. This necessitates a careful and responsible approach to the topic, avoiding generalizations and stereotypes.
The video's title is quite direct and potentially provocative. What are the potential benefits and drawbacks of such a direct approach?
A direct approach can attract attention and generate engagement, but it can also alienate or offend some viewers. It's a risk-reward situation, and the potential for misinterpretation is high.
The video's description encourages viewers to reclaim confidence, connection, and fulfillment. How realistic is this promise?
While improving intimacy can lead to increased confidence and fulfillment, it's not a guaranteed outcome. It requires effort, communication, and potentially professional help. The promise of quick transformation is unrealistic and potentially misleading.
Thank you for this insightful discussion. It's clear that the topic of intimacy requires a nuanced and sensitive approach, moving beyond simplistic labels and focusing on the importance of emotional connection and open communication.